Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. So, morning time, I get up, I look at emails I got overnight, put up the video that I recorded yesterday, read your comments, catch up on some YouTube, stuff like that before my day starts. And so here it is, it's about 7:30. So, Alaska Prepper put up a video this morning. I saw the story yesterday, and very good video that he put up. I completely agree with him. And this was on the story that came out yesterday that says Social Security is supposed to run out of money by 2034. And Rudy's analysis was spot on, perfect. I totally agree with it. I just want to add a little bit to it, make you think here for a second. Now, I'm going to link Rudy's video below because I think you need to watch it. But in the video, he mentions 3 reasons why he doesn't think Social Security will end. And I agree, but I think there's a couple more. Okay. But one of the reasons he has in there that he says won't happen is that if all the Social Security recipients start dying off quickly, okay, that there aren't as many people to pay Social Security. That one I have a tendency to disagree with because we all know all the stories about population control. We know who the most susceptible to COVID is, the age group, everything like that. So, this kind of goes back into the plans of whatever you want to call on here. All right, but in the conversation of population control, that is something that I think is definitely on the minds of politicians. Okay, gee, we're going to run out of money here. We've got to cull the population. What's the best way to cull the population? We cull the worthless eaters, which is what they call the elderly. Okay. Which shocks the hell out of me because most of the people in politics qualify there, and God knows they are definitely worthless. So, but they're not eaters. They're worthless bloodsuckers. But onto that. So the other thing, though, and this is what I'm looking at, is, and he had mentioned in the video how in 5 years the tax revenue of the government is going to double. Okay, I think he points in there, it goes from 3 trillion to 6 trillion, and he does the time machine deal on the world debt clock. I don't think it's necessarily going to be all in raising taxes. I really think this is the reason why there is such a push to let all the people cross the southern border, why it is to bring in hundreds of thousands of Afghanis. I don't think it's that the politicians want to make a great life for everybody. I agree with what Rudy's saying, where he says serfs. They're bringing in all these people, low skill, no skill people, to work. If they can rush to make them citizens, the conversation always go, oh, they want to make them citizens so they can vote. I believe there's a lot of truth to that. I also believe there's a lot of truth to, if we can make them legal citizens, then they can be on legal payrolls, then we can tax them. Okay? There's the idea. Because right now, Jose and Maria, who are out picking strawberries in the farm somewhere in, California, are getting paid under the table in cash and sending a bunch of that money back to, mom and pop. If they have to be paid on a regular paycheck, well, now Uncle Sam's going, okay, now we get federal tax, now we get Social Security, now we get Medicare, all the payroll taxes that are done. So I think that's what they're trying to do with this, is support the tax base by bringing in more taxpayers, if you will. And it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, because the more people that are in the country, the more taxes they collect, the more people we've got to feed, the more production has to go up in food, et cetera, i.e. your bug burgers. Okay. So we're going to need somebody to do this. Why, everybody talks about Bill Gates buying all his farmland all the time. Why? Well, hey, if we can produce more food because we got to feed more people. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The only problem is there's only so much fertile land that you can grow on. You're not growing plants at the top of the Rocky Mountains somewhere or whatever. It's just not happening. Okay. But then there's only so much land where people can actually live. Again, you're not building a house at the top of the Rocky Mountains. Okay. And you have to be, the workers have to be close to where they can ply their trade. So I look at this and I go, all right, yeah, the way things are going right now, Social Security run out of money, Medicare run out of money, or at least, as the article says, not be able to make full payments, which there's going to be a huge problem with that. Because after all, that's our money. That's not their money, okay? It was withheld from my paycheck and your paycheck, and you didn't have any say in the matter. It was automatically taken out, okay? With the promise that, when you retire, you will get it back. Okay, so don't come up and say, now I don't get it back, because the issue that's going to happen then is if all of a sudden Social Security doesn't pay out, you watch how fast income tax doesn't get paid. And that's going to be where it's going to be real interesting, because if they think that people are going to continue to pay their income tax because, they're afraid of the IRS, sure, have 100 million people stop paying income tax all at the same time, and let's see how long it takes the IRS to get caught up with that. All right, so, they know that. So in the efforts of trying to fix the problem, okay, it can't, you know the way politicians work. They always cause the problem, and then they want to be the solution. And Rudy talks about that too, okay? They don't want to stop their spending. So the only way that just think of your household budget. If you've got $100 and you want to save 20, well, the only way you can do it is either cut your spending or raise your income. All right? Well, the government never wants to cut their spending, so the only thing they can possibly do is raise their income. They don't want to raise taxes because raising taxes causes a problem with, I want to get reelected. And remember George H.W. Bush, no new taxes. He raised taxes. He lost his job. Okay, he got voted out. Clinton won. So if they can't raise taxes, the only way they can do it is increase the tax base. And that is got to be the underlying reason why Biden and Pelosi and all the rest of the Democrat Party want to bring in all these unskilled, no-skilled, as Rudy called them, serfs, which is what they are, because they don't have the chutzpah to fight back because they're so happy to be in America, so they'll just do whatever they're told. Let's bring those people in. Let's steal from them to, Robin Hood, in reverse. Steal from the poor and give to the rich. That's what your politicians are doing. But yeah, I agree with Rudy on why Social Security will not run out, but his track to get there in mine maybe a little different. But just a different point of view. Have a good Thursday. Pinball out.